Marissa Waddell. I'm from Microsoft. I am a device specialist. What I do is that I look after our device business in New York and New Jersey area. I work with all of our OEMs to ensure school districts understand how to adopt Windows 10 in the classroom. So very excited to be here. I'm going to also bring in my partner, Lightspeed, up as well. We at Microsoft partner very closely with Lightspeed. We're moving forward with the bundle offer to reduce the headache of managing devices in the district. So Lightspeed brings in expertise around not only MDM to manage your Windows devices with ease, but also empower the teachers to manage a classroom. So Allison's going to come up and talk about Lightspeed. So with that, let's get started. Before I go into Windows devices, I want to talk about our commitment in education. So I don't know if you are aware, our company #1 priority from our new CEO, Satya, is education. So education is really our priority now, and we're not only putting a lot of resources. You're going to see a lot of branding of our product, branding as education, like Office 365 education, Windows 10 for education, and our benefit around education, Office 365 for education, as you all know, right? If you have Pro Plus, your teacher and students will get up to 5 copies of Office 365 on any device. So you're going to see more and more of that coming. And also, we've invested a lot in partner learning program, to help teachers with professional development. We just recently revamped our website for education. So Microsoft.com/education. I highly recommend everybody go there. All of our digital course, it's online, it's free. Your teachers can go online and earn badges. They can get certified as Microsoft Innovative Educator on Office 365, OneNote, tremendous amount of training online. And then, from there you can access other information like lesson plan, Skype for the classroom, and things like that. And we also, continue to partner with the government agencies to, innovate policy and things like that. So very, very excited to work in this space. I want to touch a little bit about our leadership in student privacy. We were the first vendor to sign the Obama Privacy Pledge, which means that we will not sell student data for any data mining purposes. We know some companies out there, that's their business, that's what they do. But our philosophy is that we want to protect student privacy. So I just want to lay it out there. I don't know if you've seen this study before. IDC did a study on top skill sets needed for tomorrow's high pay and high demand job. If you look at the top 10, right, number 3 is Microsoft Office, and number 8 is PowerPoint. Very, very important skill sets for students to have. We offer high school students, we call it IT Academy program. I don't know if anybody's adopting for their high school. So students, your staff, can actually get industry certification from Microsoft Office, network certification, coding, programming, things like that. So imagine a high school student graduate with a resume with that on their resume. Very, very important. A lot of schools actually adopting that program. I'm working with, I don't know if you know Brooklyn Tech in New York City. They're the largest high school there. They're actually incorporating that Microsoft Office into their curriculum. So their law track students is going to get Office certified. Their finance track students is going to get Excel certified. And they also have computer science track. Their students going to get programming and coding certified. Definitely want to look into that. That should be New York. So if you look at, I don't know if you heard of it, Indeed.com. That's the #1 job searching site. If you go there and search for Microsoft skill set, just type in Microsoft Office in the New York area. Actually, this is old. This is back in September. I just looked up today, just in New York State, 18,000 plus jobs are needed for Microsoft skill sets. And if you look at some other big names out there, Microsoft skill sets is really, the demand is, is the rest of 3 companies combined. Very, very critical to get your students Microsoft skill sets ready before they go into the real world. We also did a poll of just in the Northeast area, all the Ivy League top colleges, Yale, Cornell, all of these top colleges, they're all adopting Office 365. Even Stanford, they just moved from Google to Office 365. That's really the Google's birthplace, right? So we're seeing a lot of shift from the districts. They're shifting to Office 365. Understand, Google Doc is widely adopted, but give your staff an option to start looking into Office 365. How many of you are implementing one-to-one or thinking about implementing one-to-one initiative? Okay. We talked to a lot of districts. A lot of districts are still sort of like, I have funding, I want to adopt one-to-one, and they're really not making the connection. We need a leadership to have the vision to transform education. If you don't make the connection between technology and teacher and students, it's not going to work. So at Microsoft, we have a group of smart people. We hire a lot of educators, and we formed a group. This study is done within the year. We did research, we did pilot, we talked to educators, we talked to industry leaders in education, and we came out with this education transformation framework. Now, I'm not an educator, so we do have a group of educators that can deliver this type of workshop to your district if you're really thinking about transform education. We really speak from a leadership, policy perspective, and a pedagogy perspective. If this is a little too overwhelming to you, we can focus in on each pillar. So if you really think about personalized learning, I was at Somers yesterday. They're a Microsoft Showcase school. If you haven't visited them, please do so. Personalized learning is a big, big thing for them. They're adopting Windows-based devices in their classroom. They're using OneNote, and they said the time, the most impact that they have with the technology in the classroom is time saving. The time saving for the instructional time in the classroom. And also with the wireless projection, teachers can start walking around with a tablet and using OneNote and inking and provide students with timeless feedback right there. So teachers no longer tied to the desk. So this is a framework that we have put together. Definitely take a look. You're going to hear more and more about it. And we do workshop. Microsoft would actually deliver the workshop directly to your district. Now let's dive into Windows 10. So 2 years ago, we put up this slide. That was our ambition, to have a single experience across all the devices, whether your children's on Xbox or you're on the PC, or now on the Surface Hub, your experience is the same. Now we're realizing that dream, right? You've got single platform across devices like, Raspberry Pi all the way to HoloLens. It's Windows 10 power devices. You're going to have a single store. We revamped the Microsoft Store. Yes, we heard your feedback. Now you can log in with your organizational ID to your store, and you can set up your own store as well. It's a single platform. I don't know how many of you have heard of HoloLens. Great. The developer version is out. You can go online, and I think $3,000. But definitely take a look. Think about that in the classroom. We did a study with Case Western. If you haven't seen it, go to YouTube. It's phenomenal. It's really transformed how students learn in the medical field. Very, very exciting. So this is, my Windows 10 commercial. Our bold ambition is to reach 1 billion users within the next couple of years for Windows 10. We now have 200 million, and this number grows on every second. So imagine that, right? Definitely have your student exposed to Windows 10 if you have it, because this is the platform Fortune 500 companies using. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from our customers, from educators, from enterprise customers, small businesses. Everybody's moving to Windows 10. The momentum is really tremendous, and we're getting really good press. Mr. Rhoda tweeted this. We didn't even ask him to do this. He just got so excited when he upgraded everything Windows 10. He's ahead of schedule. He tweeted this. Of course, we saw it, and we asked for permission, and now, I'm putting it into all my slides. So I think we've done it right with Windows 10 because of the Insider program. We really heard your feedback. So if you haven't signed up on the Insider program, sign up. So help contribute to the success of Windows 10. Windows 10 delivers unique experiences. These are the things that you can't do on a Chromebook, you can't do on an Apple device. So I don't know if you heard of OneNote. How many of you using OneNote in the classroom? Great. So we've seen a lot of excitement around OneNote, and now OneNote product team is dedicated to education. So we've gotten a lot of attention from learning management systems, so now they all want to integrate with the OneNote. OneNote almost become a front end to the LMS systems. So it's now integrated with many, many LMS already. It's LTI certified. And we just announced learning tools. How many of you heard of learning tools? It literally just announced it. If you haven't downloaded, it's a free plugin. This targets students with dyslexia. We have teachers pilot this, saying that their students went from reading 8 words per minute to 30. Tremendous, tremendous help for students with reading disability. Skype Translator. This only runs on Windows platform. This really, get rid of the wall. No more language barrier. I was demo list at a conference in New Jersey. I was speaking Chinese to someone speak Spanish, and we were communicating just fine. Really, really exciting. Also with the machine learning technology, it'll learn my accent. So I do have an accent, as you can hear. It actually learn and study my accent and get more and more accurate as we go. Minecraft. How many of you know Minecraft has an education department? Okay, awesome. We partner with code.org on Minecraft for coding. So highly recommend you take a look at that. There are some curriculum posts on that. You're going to hear more and more Minecraft for education curriculum coming down. How many of you heard of Office Mix? Great. I want to talk to you later. So Office Mix is also a free plugin for Office 2013 and above. If you haven't used it, highly recommend you take a look. It is a tool that enables you to do screencast. So you can video record the slides or audio record the slides. And you can plug in Khan Academy and other education apps right into the presentation. And you can also do surveys and provide a multiple choice for your students. And then it'll generate the link and you send it to your students. Once they finish answering your question, you actually get analytics back. So as a teacher, you're going to say, hey, Johnny failed the test. That's because he only spent a second on the slide. He probably didn't even read the question. So these are the type of things that you can definitely leverage. And like I said, these tools are only available on the Windows platform. Now let's dive into Windows 10 a little bit more. We definitely believe Windows 10 is the platform for 21st century learning. It helps produce better learning outcome. I want to talk a little bit about that. You see all the devices. We're going to talk about devices. I'm going to touch upon security because I'm not a security expert. But then finally, I'll have Lightspeed to come up, really talk about ease of management of Windows platform because we heard your feedback. Managing Windows devices need a sophisticated platform. You need the manpower. But now, with Lightspeed, we're going to solve that problem for you. Windows 10, how many of you are actually even using Windows 10? Oh, great, good to hear. Start button is back, big deal, right? And a lot of customers' feedback to us is really combine the best of Windows 7 and Windows 8. Very, very exciting. How many of you are using Edge? Edge browser, great. So Edge browser is the only browser that you can write on. Let me show you a quick demo. How many of you know today's Lincoln's birthday. I just found out today. I'm having trouble with this action tag. No internet. Say I'm a student doing a project on Abraham Lincoln. Today's his birthday. If he's still alive, I think he's 200 some years old. This actually shows up. As you can see here, on this page, if I'm doing research, there are quite a few distractions, right? I've got videos. I can't really see potentially adware. It's very hard for me to see. Here's adware. It's kind of hard for me to read this page, and this page is loading up very, very slowly. Without wasting any time, but if you see right here, there's a read mode. There we go. Anyhow, what I'm trying to demo is inking, but this page is not loading. So as you can see, if I want my student to focus on a specific paragraph, I can circle it, write on it, and then share directly with OneNote. It'll show up in my OneNote page, or I can email or tweet it out to my students. Very, very cool. And we do believe, like, with inking and touch on the device really help students be engaged. And we work very closely with app developers on touch-enabled apps. I want to show you one app. I don't know, have you all heard of a Corinth app? I'm not having any. Corinth is a app developer, only develop apps for Windows platform. Everything's very slow today. So as you can see, I'm teaching about the science. I'm in the science class. We could talk about the tree, right? And we talk about microplant. So if you look at this, it starts with a picture of a tree. Use 2 fingers. I'm starting to zoom in to the branch. I'm going down all the way to the leaf. This is really the power of touch. And I can go all the way to the plant virus. So this is the free version of the tool. If you buy it, you can actually get 3D. So you can, students can move the device around like you're swimming with the virus. So you're going to see a lot more apps like that. There's also another app called 3D Classroom. If you haven't looked at it, definitely take a look. It's really give you that 3D experience. You can actually get into a human's body to look at how the heart, you can dissect the heart, and really learning human body in a different way. And also, with Windows 10, you all heard of the snap feature, right? So if you want to do a research, you can now put 4 windows right next to each other, and also multiple desktops. How many of you have done that? If you have a great, I don't have to touch upon that too much. Like I said, we really heard your feedback. about devices. You know, a few years ago, we didn't have a device to compete in the low-cost device category, and we realized that. So we now work with all of our OEMs to drive the cost down. So Windows-based devices now starts at, you know, some of them start at sub 200. So you see the N22 from Lenovo, great device, great device. Different configurations, you can customize 2, 32, 4, 64 gig. The Acer B117, great device. If you haven't seen that, it's got a spill-proof keyboard, 500 gigabyte hard drive. You can load whatever you want on there. Really, really cool. It's sub $300. Also the Asus device as well. So we work very closely with Acer. So Acer has really stepped up and partnered with us very closely on their low-cost device category. So you see the B17 I just passed around. Another CloudBook. It's also a low-cost device, sub 200. Asus, also you saw the 205. A lot of folks are using Dell Venue. HP Stream. How many of you have tested HP Stream lately? The Pro? No. Yeah. So they have really updated the Pro 11. The wireless has been fixed. Great device. You now have a 4 gig and 64 gig option. So you can now load full Office. Highly recommend that. We can't even keep up with the loaner program because everybody wants to test it. Lenovo N22 I'm passing around. This is their CloudBook version. It's semi-ruggedized, great performance. I mean, we've been beating them up at Microsoft Office and just use them, load stuff on them, try to run Office 365 and just working with this device. And so far, so good. Highly recommend you take a look. In the afternoon, we have a Surface session, so you're going to learn more about the design principles of Surface. We were just in Redmond not long ago. The engineer came to talk to us. Just the innovation with our Surface line is amazing. We have over a few thousands of patents just on Surface line alone. The new Surface Pro design is very innovative. You don't see it because it's just the heating alone has been tremendously improved because the processor is more and more powerful, but the way we distribute heat inside the hardware is completely innovative. So you now actually feel less heat inside the box. And the Gorilla Glass is the thinnest in the market. Why do we do that? Because of inking. The design of the pen is amazing. I mean, we talked to the engineer. They really want the pen experience just like you're writing with a regular pen. The way we proved the design was we hand the pen to a middle school student, and she started writing on the surface. And after she wrote it, she did this, like she's taking away the, like an eraser. So when she did that, we were like, okay, this is it. Even the click of the pen, the sound, is something we're very, we want to make sure it sounds exactly when you click up in a ball pen. Very, very innovative. We're going to talk more about that. I'm not going to the detail. Just want to touch one more thing on the Surface Book. Just the way we design the Surface Book is very innovative because we have heavy-duty CPU and the GPU. If you put it all on the top part, what do you think the weight? The weight is going to tilt over, right? So what we did was we put the GPU on the bottom, the CPU on the top, so it's two computers, but we still want them to break. And the way we distribute the weight is really at the hinge. That's very innovative. So you can still sit, and then you can break apart, and it's not super heavy. Very, very interesting when we went through the presentation. Safety and security. If you haven't tested out Windows Hello, do that. It's amazing. Now you can log in with your face. We even test this on identical twins. It didn't work. So definitely very sophisticated security feature. You can now log in with your thumbprint. Very, very good. If you haven't used Device Guard, that's very innovative as well. You can now lock down your computer if the app is not trusted. Defender. How many of you are using Defender in school? Great, great, awesome, awesome. We can talk about this all day, but come meet me and we can chat about this. I know we don't have much time left. I do want to bring up Lightspeed because I think their solution is very innovative, but it's very easy to manage. This is, just to be honest with you, this is our direct answer to Google Management Console. You want ease of management. We want to take the pain away from you in terms of IT management. But, Allison will give you some pointers.
Yeah, I'll just briefly go over it real quick. How many of you are familiar with Lightspeed systems? How many of you use it? All right, so a lot of people. So I won't go into the background. We've obviously been selling into K-12 for many years. So when Microsoft was looking for a way to manage these devices, they came to us because we are an industry leader and we already had all the pieces in place. So what we built is a complete solution that is a centralized management tool that allows IT people to delegate things down to the classroom level. So our vision behind it really is to save IT time, engage teachers as well as students, and keep your users safe on your network. So if you're using our filtering solution, there are a couple different levels of the bundle. We have one that is the MDM, and that will allow you to open up things like the camera, push out apps, set when you want to have your Windows updates. You can stagger those so they're not all happening at the same time. Geolocation, and then there's the MDM and the Classroom Orchestrator. And Classroom Orchestrator allows teachers to view the screen, broadcast their screens to all the students in the classroom. They can do a quick little search and see exactly what that student has searched on the internet and get some filtering reports right from their desktop or their Surface tablet, whatever they're using to view the screens. And then the best bundle is the Mobile Manager, Classroom Orchestrator, and Web Filtering. So if you already have our filter, the middle bundle would probably be your best bet since you're already filtering those devices. But it really is a complete solution because you can also manage your other devices. So we realize that not every school is going to have only Windows devices. So from that same interface, you can manage your Chromebooks, your iOS devices, your Android, Mac devices. So it is one central place for you to manage all of your devices. And over-the-air management, this is all hosted. Content and app deployment, school-based hierarchies, and that just means we integrate with your student information system. So when your teachers log in, they already have all their classes in there with those students enrolled. And I went through the rest, easy right out of the box. When you do order new Windows devices, all the student has to do is log into their Office 365, and it's going to pull all of their groups down. So all of the classes they're in, and then what schools those classes are in, and then the district. And then there's a single sign-on with Office 365 too, so you can see there's tiles. This is the Mobile Manager, Classroom Orchestrator, the filter, Campus Library, and this is their Office 365. Or is that one that I can talk? So there is single sign-on capabilities with Office 365 as well. And it's really simple to buy. If you want a quote, you just go to one of our resellers and they can quote it and add it onto the devices when you purchase them.
Yeah, I think the beauty of this solution is very easy. Right, so it doesn't really require sophisticated IT skill set, and then Lightspeed will stay behind you and help you with deployment. And the single sign-on with Office 365 is really something that schools are asking for. It comes with the teacher
Correct.
management. I think that's great. As a teacher, I definitely want to manage my students. Right, I want to see what they're seeing and control what they can see from my desk. Sir, you have a question?
For what product? Right, yeah, it'll go to the cloud. Okay. So that's just going to tie into your Office 365 account. So they'll just click on that and it'll take them right there. So I don't. Yes, however you have it set. I mean, I don't know the logistics behind it, but I know they just click on that and it'll take them to their account.
We'll take a follow-up on the technical side
Yeah,
to make sure that that's correct.
And then I think what we were hearing from teachers and IT staff is that they're spending all of this money on these devices, and a lot of teachers were maybe a little intimidated by them, so they weren't being used as much or as often as the IT department would like, or the superintendents. So giving those teachers full visibility into their classroom and what the students are doing really takes away from that intimidation thing, and so they know exactly what everybody's doing. It can be intimidating when everybody has a screen up and you're standing up there talking and you don't know if anybody's listening to you, on track. So now the teacher can walk around, present, look at their Surface tablet and say, okay, everybody's on track. And then they can push out desktop icons as well. So if the teacher wants everybody to go to one URL, especially for younger kids, a lot of them might not be able to read the teacher's handwriting. The teacher has to go around and type it in on each person's device. So now they can just create a customized learning environment, push that URL out, students click on it, and it takes them right there. They can also broadcast their screen, which is another way of doing that. But it does save a lot of that instruction time, which teachers don't have a lot of time in the class. So we made this as simple as possible so they're not confused by the user interface or having to go find things that take time. So if you want a demo, we can easily get that set up. It's about 20 minutes.
One of the things I've heard about these solutions is the demand on bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because your monitoring devices a lot.
Yep, absolutely.
So can you speak to that a little bit about
Yeah.
your product?
So for Classroom Orchestrator, that's the one that we have a lot of. Miami-Dade was using another product, and they only put it on 10 classrooms. And once they started the evaluation, it took down their whole network. And a school that size, 10 classrooms is nothing. So they came to us because they're using our filter and our MDM, and they asked us to build this product for them. So instead of doing a real-time screening of what the students are doing, we actually take a screenshot every 30 seconds. Now, if you have a ton of bandwidth and you want to move that down to 5 seconds, 1 second, you know, it's customizable for how much internet you have. But we find 30 seconds, there's no impact on the internet. And then if the teacher really wants to get more granular, because they could do something within that 30 seconds, they just click next to the student's name and they can see all the URLs that student's gone to in that class period. I think we're out of time, but does anybody have any more questions? Okay. That you cannot do that yet because iOS, you obviously can't push any clients out to it, but with 9.3, they're going to be able to do it themselves. Yes. They haven't released it for any third-party manufacturers yet, but we're hoping sometime. But
We'll be at our table, so come by and ask questions. So if you are already deployed Windows 10, you're happy about it, I want to hear from you because our marketing is looking for references and quotes. We want to put you on the Microsoft.com. If you need help, come to me. And if you want to move your entire district to Windows 10, come to me. We may potentially have funding and partner to support you. Thank you.
I'm going to leave these up here.